Howard, talk me through what happened.
Hello, Nicky. Happy 40th anniversary. It was a magical experience.
I bet it was. Talk me through the day.
Well, it was a magical experience. I got to meet Cilla Black in the wings just before we recorded, and it was so dark, and I had headphones on. I didn't even know it was Cilla. I thought it was a researcher. She was wonderful. Cilla said to me, she said, I know you spent time living in Buckinghamshire. I've got a house just down the road in Gerrard's Cross, and my son, Robert, is a year younger than you. And then I went, oh, my word, you're Cilla. You're the actual Cilla. She said, keep it spontaneous. We're about to record. But it was wonderful.
And when you recorded?
And we recorded in 1993. We did it all in one go. And a lot of people say, did you write your own questions? And indeed, we did. And one of the questions I wrote was, I think stable relationships are for horses. How would you persuade me to take off my blinkers?
Wait a minute. Do you remember all three questions?
I can remember that I said, I'm proud
I want you to ask the questions of Persia. Are you there?
I am here indeed.
Right. Howard's going to ask you the questions and you're going to respond, just like we're on Blind Date. Howard, first question, go on.
I'm proud to say that I can pronounce Llanfair Pwllgwyngyll Gogerydd Gwyndrobol Llantysilio go. What could you say to impress me?
This is really intense. So I'm just going to say something that changed my life. I'm going to say focus on the insides. The outsides will take care of themselves, especially when it comes to your love life.
Ooh,
you're good.
Yeah. Next question.
Well, I can remember my second question, which was, of course, so I've said the one about Llanfair, but my favourite one was, I think stable relationships are for horses. How would you persuade me to take off my blinkers?
Persia.
Well, I love riding horses. So if you go on a date with me, I promise you, you are not going to find it hard to take those blinkers off.
Oh.
Wow. Do you know, you're good. This is brilliant.
Isn't she great? You haven't got any more, have you? I want
my first rodeo.
I'm enjoying this so much. Have you got another one, Howard?
Nicky, in the words of Celine Dion, it's all coming back to me now. I think because I was doing hospital radio at the time, I think I said, I present a radio show for my hospital radio station. If you were in bed, what music would you request?
Persia?
What music I would request? Well,
if you were in bed, did you say, Howard?
Because I was doing a hospital radio station, so I used to go around the wards talking to people who were in hospital.
Right,
so that's why the people who were in bed, we used to do the request on the hospital radio station when I was young.
Right, Persia?
Well, it's, of course, if I'm lying in a hospital bed, it's got to be some sexy soul, doesn't it?
Barry White.
Yeah, a bit Barry White.
Persia, Howard, both of you, absolutely superb. A round of applause there for wasn't that great, Genevieve? Recreating the magic of the show.
Absolutely brilliant. And do you know what? That just takes you back to the whole beauty of that show, those questions, and just everyone waiting in anticipation for the answers. It's fantastic.
Did you find love, Howard?
Not on that occasion, because when I was on the tour bus in Germany, Bridget, the girl that I picked, took me to the back of the bus and said, I've got to tell you something, Howard. I've got a boyfriend and he's an exotic dancer with the Dream Boys. And I said, well, you should have told them that. So I ran to the front of the bus and I told Melinda, the researcher, I said, Bridget just told me that she's going out with an exotic dancer from the Dream Boys. And she said, well, you shouldn't have done that. But the funniest part was when we were on the date, the big bosses at ITV had said to the team, we've got to cut back on the champagne budget. And I went, oh, no. And they said, don't worry, it's not affecting this trip.
Persia, superb, by the way. But Persia Lawson, modern dating relationship coach. Imagine, do you remember the Dream Boys? You're probably far too young, Persia, to remember the Dream Boys.
I remember that. I feel like it was on the West End. Have I got that right?
No, I think they were a kind of group of, buffed up, well-proportioned, sort of muscled, beautiful boys who did dance routines.
So it's sort of like an old school Magic Mike.
Who's Magic Mike?
What?
Yes. It is Persia. I know. I'm a woman. I know what you're talking about.
Is he like a modern Paul Daniels?
No, nothing like a modern Paul Daniels. What a crushing thing to be told, Persia. I've got to tell you, my boyfriend was one of the Dream Boys. Howard, You did well, Howard. Persia, tell us about modern dating. Difficult?
Well, many people would say that it is. Many people would say that it's a lot more complicated than it used to be back in Scylla's day, because, and also a lot of people are saying nowadays it's lost the magic of that blind date era, because back then, you had that magical moment where the screen slid back and you see someone for the first time, if you're on the show. But if you're not on the show, you had those glancing across the pub, meeting people at work, that sort of flirty, real chemistry in real life. Whereas now, before you go on a date, you've seen their Instagram profile, their LinkedIn profile. You probably have, knee deep in their holidays from 10 years ago. So it's just very consciously curated. And so a lot of the magic has gone. I think it still can exist, but I think that is what a lot of people are struggling with, as well as, back in the day in Scylla's, in blind date era, there was, you basically dated people that you came into contact with in immediate life. So friends, neighbors, work colleagues. If you're on blind date, three contestants that have been picked specially for you. So nowadays we have thousands of choice, and that's really led to a bit of a freedom paradox. There's so much choice that people are feeling really overwhelmed. And even though there's more choice, people seem to be struggling to find compatibility more than ever.
Yeah, and the whole internet dating thing has been marvellous for people, though, hasn't it? It's been transformative for so many lives, and so many people have found soulmates and life partners. That's been such a good thing, Persia. And sometimes people think, well, where did we used to meet our partners? But I guess it was at work, was it? Is that the rebalancing?
Yeah, well, work, friends of friends, people, you go out dancing, you meet people like that. And I just want to really, state that all of that is still possible. I sometimes meet people who say you can't meet people in real life anymore. And that's nonsense. I met my husband in real life in a really magical way at a festival. A lot of my clients meet people in real life, but you get what you believe. So if you tell yourself the only way to meet people is online nowadays, then that's what you'll get. And like you said, there are so many positives of online dating, because there is, you can see more choice. You can arguably make a lot more conscious choices in many ways, particularly as a woman. It can be really beneficial to have researched someone a little bit, to get to know them a little bit before you meet in person. There are a lot of pros to it. But what I'm hearing all the time is the swipe fatigue. And that I heard one of your, someone mention earlier on the show,
addiction.
It can be very addictive, and it can feel like, very, very superficial and commercial. You're basically swiping for a human being, and it's that sort of Amazon Prime culture. And so we've lost the art of patience and pacing in dating in many respects. And I think that kind of kills the romance a bit. So you need to be aware of how you are showing up. If you are getting real swipe fatigue, if you are finding it a bit of a miserable experience, you need to take a break, and you need to just go outside, stop looking down at your phone, and actually connect with people, look in their eyes, smile at people, be open, be warm, because you can absolutely still meet people in real life these days.
Amazon Prime culture. That's such a brilliant way of putting it. Albie and Sophie first. Howard, what a star there, Howard in Cardiff.